Golf Central on YouTube is brought to you by the new elite family of woods and irons from Callaway.
You have a pretty decent record here. Last couple of years, 11th and 6th. I think you had a 7th somewhere a couple of years ago. Mm-hmm. Just golf courses suit you, or?
Yeah, I mean, I think it kind of suits the strengths of my game. I feel like my strengths are putting, especially when the greens are this good, and sort of my wedge play, iron play. When I feel like I'm really hitting it good, I feel like I've got all the shots and can get the ball close to the hole and really take advantage of those scoring clubs. So, yeah, I feel like I can go out there and make a bunch of birdies like I did today, and so I feel like a tournament like this sort of plays into that.
Kind of segue or borrow from Larry's question. I mean, yeah, your track record here is excellent. I remember we talked last year. You were knocking on the door of this tournament again. What do you think it's ultimately going to take for you to capture the Amex?
I think it's just going to, I mean, the scores are so low here. I think it's you got to just kind of keep the pedal down and not really pay attention to the leaderboard and where you are on the leaderboard. And, you know, guys can reel off a bunch of birdies kind of like I did at the back end of my round. So things can change pretty quick. And so my mentality is just try and, you know, keep going low, stay aggressive, and you know, really start paying attention to that leaderboard maybe later on Sunday.
Heard from some of the other players about the changes to the stadium. Have you had opportunity in recent days to get some practice in there, and did you notice any of the changes in particular?
Yeah, we played it on Tuesday, and it's definitely, there's a few subtle changes. For the most part, it's just kind of resurfacing the greens and maybe making them a little bit bigger, but with the new surface, they're definitely firmer. So it's always been the toughest of the three this week, but I think it'll especially play tough just with that firmness. I think you may not see quite as many birdies, but again, there's a lot of wedges, a lot of scoring clubs, so somebody will still play well out there and shoot a low number.
Appreciate it.
JT, how much difference does it make for you playing 2 weeks in Hawaii to coming in here? Do you feel a little bit more prepared in that situation, or is it doesn't make any difference?
A little bit. I think it's nice to kind of, coming off the off season, there's a little bit of rust sometimes. Sometimes you show up and it's sharp, but it's hard to really know kind of where your game's at until you kind of get that tournament atmosphere. So I do think it helps to get a few events under your belt before getting here, a place that I know I like and have played well. So it's definitely a benefit, I think, to start the year.
It seems like playing golf in the desert's good for you. I mean, you won in Vegas. How much confidence did that give you, I guess, towards the end of the last year to bring it into 25? Yeah,
a ton of confidence. I felt like I played well last year for the most part. Didn't quite finish the season as strongly as I would have liked, the regular season, but you know, I just knew I was doing a lot of good things and just trying to keep doing my own thing, and not push too much, and just kind of trust that I was working on the right things and it was going to pay off, and it did in Vegas, and you know, hopefully can do it again this week.
Joel, really solid first day. What was working out there for you?
Fairways and greens. You have to put in the fairway to make birdies out here, and I hit a ton of them. From there, I made some putts. You have to make putts as well. So made putts early, and I just kind of kept it going throughout the day. It wasn't. It doesn't feel. These courses are very gettable, so it doesn't feel like you're doing anything crazy. But you know, I haven't shot 8 under on the PGA Tour in a long time, so it feels great.
Being that you live in Arizona, coming out west, is there a level of comfort that you have coming out here and familiarity with the climate and with the multiple courses that you are playing?
Yeah, certainly. You know, it's an easy drive over. Picked up the family after Hawaii and drove over here. The same grasses, same, you know, everything. Ball travels roughly the same distance. It's what I play on every time I'm at home. So certainly feel comfortable with it. I like these golf courses a lot. And, yeah, it's nice to feel like it's a second home.
These are the ones from Kevin now, but what did you learn about yourself after the weekend at RSM and, you know, securing status for this year and, you know, stepping up to the plate and making it happen when it mattered most?
Yeah. Took a while to kind of process that weekend for me, probably at RSM, but I definitely tapped into something that I've been trying to tap into for a while, working with a performance coach, and you know, you're doing all of these things to get better at golf, and sometimes it takes a long time for it to click, and for it to click, you know, especially that Sunday for me at RSM was really special, and just trying to tap into that more often. It's really hard to kind of go into that headspace where you just have to get it done, and you're super focused on what you're doing at hand. So it's always been a struggle of mine to maybe stay on task for all 18 holes, and I'm trying to do that more because obviously when I do that, I'm pretty good at golf.
Looking back at that week, what sticks out to you most about that final day and that final round?
I think the level of comfort that I had. I was really not comfortable on Friday trying to make the cut. It was really struggling on Friday to stay in it, like mentally. I was just so nervous, and then I just woke up Sunday and was okay with everything. And I don't know, I was just at peace with myself, my golf game, whatever it was. Like, I wasn't result oriented that day. I just got into it and played great golf that day. So, I just was very, very peaceful through the whole thing. I mean, I was still nervous, obviously, on butterflies, but I was just okay with everything. And that's a great spot to play golf from.
Were there any memorable phone calls or text messages that you sent or received after you found out that you had secured status for this year?
Yeah, always calling my dad is super special no matter what it is. And then I got a lot of great texts from players that I wouldn't say I'm closest with, but some top guys out here, and those are really cool. Guys know how hard it is, and to get the appreciation from that was really cool.
And how did that experience on that final day, all the aftermath after your round, how did that compare to winning a tour title or getting your tour card from the Korn Ferry Tour?
Honestly, it felt a lot like the win. I mean, in some parts it's almost better because you get 25 more, 30 more starts out of whatever it is in that situation. So certainly felt like a win. I certainly celebrated like it was a win for a while. There was a few weeks of enjoyment. Holidays were that much better. Didn't have to worry about my status for that coming year. And it was a really, really fun ride. And then kind of New Year's hits, and you're like, okay, I got to get back to business because I don't want to be in that position again. As well as I handled that, I do not want any part of that again. I'd rather have that putt on 18 to win the golf tournament. So that's what I'm looking for.
And last one from me. In what other ways did you carry that positive momentum into? How have you carried that into the start of this year and today?
Yeah, certainly. I have a lot of more self-confidence, I would say, just like in who I am as a golfer, and I can get it done when I need to. So I have to do all the little things correct to make sure I can implement that on a late Sunday. I showed. I mean, I can't be more nervous, and I can't be in a bigger situation for me than that's the same thing as trying to win a golf tournament. So I just need to do all the little things well, week to week, day to day, to get myself to have a chance on Sunday.
Awesome. Thanks, Joel.
You got it.
Thanks, Joel. Great round today. Appreciate your time, man. I think you've been out here 4 previous times at the Amex or under different incarnations. You say you like the courses. Historically, not always the kindest tournament for you, but
Correct.
Today was awesome. What was different today?
Yeah, a lot of times I've started the year here in Palm Springs instead of going to Sony. So I'm always knocking off a little bit of rust here. I'm not a huge range rat at home. I'm enjoying my time at home. So a lot of times I knock a little rust off. But I think going to Sony this previous week helped me a lot, just get some tournament rounds in. But did some really good work yesterday. Felt like the game was in a pretty good spot, and nice to make a few putts early today.
You referenced a performance coach. I got to say, man, looking lean and mean. I don't know if you're doing something different or.
Yeah, lost some weight, just a little more. When you get older, you start chasing the kid around. You have to be a little more disciplined in certain aspects of your life, and I've done a pretty good job of that. So there's so many young kids who want my job, and they're so darn good that a few years ago I could get away with a little more. But it's a job, and I'm taking it a little more seriously now.